have the three winners from the giveaway have been chosen. So we will let those guys know at the end of the show. So we hope everybody can join. If not, I believe most of the people who won it tonight have a Twitter account. So that's always great. So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Adam Baum, for joining us. Appreciate that. And we hope everybody had a great Merry Christmas. We hope Santa was very good to you all to this coming Christmas. No coal was left behind. Thank you, Speeds and the Bench Spark. Appreciate you dropping those super hearts. Great show last night. A lot of good topics to touch on. But let's touch on SmackDown Live because we had some interesting stuff go down tonight on SmackDown. We had a title change, as everybody saw. We had Vince McMahon get punched by AJ Styles. And we had Mustafa Ali get attacked again by Daniel Bryan in the backstage area. With also some 205 Live guys getting some airtime on SmackDown as well. So let's jump right into the U.S. title match because, my goodness gracious, what a main event we got on SmackDown tonight. Rusev wins the title over Nakamura. And to me, all I could think about is this match is really good. We have Nakamura with probably one of the worst U.S. title reigns in WWE history. And I just don't understand why this guy could not get more matches on SmackDown Live. I don't understand why he couldn't defend this title more than he did. But we got a new champion. Not sure how long this will last. This could have been their little present to Rusev because it is his birthday on Christmas. Your thoughts, Dave, on the title change and the match itself?
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy because you gave Nakamura, you gave him like 25 minutes to go out there and have a really good match. And that's what he's used to, you know. When he was in Japan, they get 25, 30 minutes to go out there and put on a good match. And that's what they did tonight. They went, even though it's one of his few times that he actually gets more than 10 minutes out there to go out there and do something. So, I mean, tonight he got to go out there, even though he had to lose the title, which it could have been because maybe he's possibly leaving, who knows. But, I mean, it was a good match. Both guys went out there, and some people might be complaining about it because they already were spoiled about this match, so They knew the outcome, so maybe that took it away. But, I mean, man, this was a really good main event. I mean, U.S. title match. For me personally, this is one of my favorite titles because it's the only thing left in the WWE that was from WCW. So this is one of my favorite titles, so I hope it really starts getting used a lot better. But I really enjoyed this match, and just on a side personal note for me and Tony, I think he'll agree with me on this. Man, Nakamura needs to take the ring announcer with him wherever he goes because that guy knows how to introduce Nakamura.
Man, he not only Nakamura, he does Randy Orton good. He does AJ Styles good. I just love that announcer. I can't think of his name right now. But he's a really good announcer.
I think you said it way back when he was announcing Nakamura in NXT. It's like, man, he announced. Everyone talked when he left. It's like, man, gonna miss that. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. The match was really good. I feel bad for Nakamura because he had a really bad title reign, and he was just never used. If he was on SmackDown, it was very rarely.
Yeah, it was. It was very rare. And the thing, and I see a lot of people in the chat room saying probably because of his English, and that's Vince McMahon is known for that, to be that type of person to keep you off TV just because you cannot drop a promo in front of an audience. And to me, Nakamura is a really good wrestler. Maybe his promos are probably his weak spots because he doesn't speak the English language that very well. But man, when you have him go out there and put those type of matches on every single night, or when he has the chance to, it's kind of a shame that he didn't get the opportunity to have more feuds with other guys on the roster of SmackDown Live. He was
just matches.
Who was he stuck with in a feud with a while on SmackDown? I can't think of.
AJ Styles, Randy Orton. Maybe it was Orton. Maybe it was someone else.
I think it was Styles for a while. How long did he feud with Styles and the whole low blow issue?
Yeah, and then from WrestleMania. Yeah.
Then he wins the U.S. title belt kind of like out of nowhere. And then he gets kind of treated like crap after that. He doesn't really do much. He's on TV very rarely. Now what is in store for Nakamura is the true question.
Probably back to Japan or somewhere else around here in the U.S. So, I mean, hey, I'm glad he got to go out there and put on a good match, but Man, are they going to do anything else? It's like if you're not seen as one of the top guys or one of Vince's favorites, you're not going to be showcased that much. So they need if they're going to take that title and make it mean something again, you got to put on a guy they like a Miz. Even
Oh,
if
we'll
it
get to the
helps.
Miz. We'll get to
Yeah,
the
I
Miz.
know, but I'm just saying, like something like that, who's utilized weekly like that, and it's just not. And you know what's crazy? I could be wrong, but I don't remember one women's match tonight.
Let me go. No, the women did get a segment where you saw
Oh, if you count the
Naomi
cat fight ish.
throw her shoe. Yeah, throw her shoe at Mandy Rose. But yeah, there wasn't much women tonight, which wasn't bad. I don't believe. I think we still had a pretty solid SmackDown Live, regardless if there was women or not. It is kind
Yeah,
of
but
shocking that we didn't get any women tonight.
the way they did it tonight, which I get it. People are gonna hate me for saying this, but you know what? Look, long main events are great. 30 minutes, 25 minutes is great, but you could split some of this time up you try to use for these long main events for some reason and get other people utilized. I guess Carmella opening the show, I guess, kind of counts, but I guess. But
Hey,
yeah.
I'm not going to complain at all for the main event we got tonight because
No,
usually
I'm not either.
when it's
I'm
title
not. Oh,
matches
go ahead.
like that, they give us 10 minutes, maybe 15. When I saw that the match was starting at 9:30 my time, I'm like, holy crap! They're giving these guys a good amount of time in the ring, and we still got
Yeah,
a segment after that.
yeah, I get that, but I'm just saying for the fact that they already don't use a lot of guys anyway. They could have got another match and for someone else to get on TV too. I'm just saying, just in general. But look, I loved the long match. It was a fun match, but for only a 2 hour show, that takes up a good portion of your show right there.
Well, it seemed to me, even though the women weren't on there, other men were still utilized, and we got some interesting storylines in the future on SmackDown Live because after SmackDown Live, before it was going after, oh, excuse me. Before SmackDown Live was going off air, we see AJ Styles get confronted by Vince McMahon, and I was kind of setting up the show. I didn't really catch everything. I did see Vince McMahon slap him, and kind of summarizing it, I think you said that Vince McMahon was kind of trying to get that fire out of AJ Styles, asking him, if this is your house, you run this place. Why is Daniel Bryan just running around causing havoc, doing whatever he wants? Ends up slapping him, and then AJ Styles ends up punching him, knocking him down onto his on his ass, standing over him, and it ended up having WWE officials, breaking them apart. Looked like Vince McMahon was kind of happy to see this.
Yeah, he was like smiling when they kind of closed the show and went dark. He's just like smiling about it.
Right now,
Like,
what do you think is going down? Because the rumors that I've been reading, and this is just rumors, you know how rumors are, they're saying that it's going to be Randy Orton, AJ Styles at WrestleMania, possibly.
oh, really?
So that's why the reason why they've been kind of keeping them away from each other. That's just a rumor. I'm not sure if that's true or not.
Huh.
Now they're going the Vince McMahon route. It has me thinking, are we going to get Vince McMahon? I'm just kidding. I wasn't going to say Vince McMahon versus AJ Styles at WrestleMania, but what is going on? Why do you think they need to insert Vince McMahon into this storyline?
Because it seems like we're going to go somewhere else with Daniel Bryan in the title. So you're not going to go. Maybe they're just adding Vince to this because of Orton's history with the McMahon family. So if it is AJ and Orton, that makes sense, I guess. But to me, it seems like they're going to go Daniel Bryan and John Cena down the road, either at WrestleMania or somewhere. If not the Rumble, so it seems like that's where they're going to go since John Cena is returning to SmackDown next week.
Yeah,
To me, that
breaking
seems
news, everybody. Mr. John Cena himself will be back on SmackDown Live. Not sure exactly what the hell he's doing. I'm sure this is just him trying to get more people to tune in on New Year's Day, I'm assuming. But it's definitely interesting to see that they are going to just throw in John Cena all of a sudden. He's back, everybody.
Royal Rumble.
Yeah, Vince. Yeah, that's very true. That's very, very true. Let's see. Dave says Vince is over the hill now. I thought AJ punching was silly. That is what fans want. Texas Kid says my sources confirm the same thing. Red Sox fan says if it comes from me, it's a lie. Currently, love how Vince is utilizing himself in segment. Man, he's great. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
I do too.
I can't complain
Yeah,
too much about this. I just has me. It does have you kind of wondering what the fuck's going on. Why
you know
is he
what?
starting to jump onto AJ Styles like that?
Because to me, Vince is showcasing himself to people he believes in and who he likes right now. We see him get involved. We heard the rumors that Vince is starting to really come around on Asuka and like her. You know, and
Yeah,
he
and he
came
did
out
kind of,
during
and yeah,
Asuka's
yes,
segment
that's
last
that's
week.
true. That is true. He did kind of give her. I don't want to say the rub, but definitely gave her a vote of confidence last week with.
Yep. And now AJ Styles. But you know what? You know what this is? To me, this is like we see how we're getting all these nostalgia filled movies getting remade and stuff like that. To me, that's what this is with Vince McMahon on TV again. It's nostalgia for us, old school Attitude Era fans. You get Vince McMahon on TV again, kind of being that character again.
Okay,
You
all
know,
right.
and that's what I see that, and that's what it reminds me of. I keep waiting for Vince to do something shady and sly, just to do
Yeah.
something dirty
But
to somebody.
but yet, if WWE needs Vince on TV in 2019, it's a problem. Nah, yes and no.
I don't think it's
Does
a problem.
does Vince? It depends on how they use Vince, but doesn't Vince kind of add a little bit more to
Yeah,
each show? I think just because it's
he
Vince
adds
McMahon
star
himself.
power to Vince McMahon is adding star power to the show. Like that, a show like SmackDown never really. Yeah, Shane's good and all, but he's not Vince. It's the same thing. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it having Vince show up. I mean, what's wrong with that? Having Vince be a part
I'd
of
rather have
on
him than
TV.
Stephanie McMahon, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's going to be something to look forward to next week on SmackDown Live. Also, Miz TV, we had special guest Shane McMahon, and we had basically the Miz. I don't understand what's going on with the Miz. You had the Miz, what, just this couple of months ago, had him one of the top heels in the WWE. He was going up against Daniel Bryan, the match we all wanted to see. That match happens, and now we're getting, what is this? We're getting the Miz basically on his hands and knees begging Shane McMahon, quote unquote, the best in the world, to be his tag team partner. And not only that, he used the "my father is not is not proud of me" kind of excuse to saying, this may get my dad to be finally proud of me because I'm teaming up with you, and we have the child, all this kind of crap, just kind of feeding to Shane McMahon. One thing that I was kind of shocked to hear, and it kind of passed me by, that I didn't know this, that Miz is a Grand Slam champion.
Why would that surprise you?
Because I forgot. I didn't realize that he won all those titles, the numerous title reigns that he's had.
Yeah, tag
Damn,
champion,
the Miz is
US,
a fucking Hall of
IC.
Famer, man. It's crazy to say that, but he's definitely going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame come, 10, 20 years from now. But anyway, Shane McMahon.
Or just 3 years, because you know how that works when they
Yeah.
retire.
Do the fans want more Shane as a wrestler? I don't. Not me in particular. I do not want to see Shane McMahon wrestle another match.
You know what I
At all.
found really funny? When he was describing this, my dad says, man, those 205 Live guys. And then Shane McMahon, he goes out there and puts his heart on the line and does
Right.
these high risk moves. And
The
yet,
coast to coast moves, yeah.
yeah, and he said yet to Daniel Bryan, oh, you'll never be this guy because you won't do what it takes and all that. And you won't do the dastardly thing. All you care about is what these fans think. And yet he's saying his dad's not proud of him because he won't go out there and do all this stuff. And it's like, it's funny because he's kind of, I guess they're trying to turn him face. And I did like Shane said, you screw me over, you'll regret it.
Yeah, so that's definitely already teasing for a match. I would assume that maybe the Miz turns on him. Maybe if Shane's in the Royal
I don't
Rumble, maybe
know.
he tosses him
Because
out of
if
the
you
Royal
said,
Rumble.
I don't know if they want to do, like you said, they're not going to turn Shane heel, but I don't know. They're going to have Miz turn on Shane, and then it turns into this whole rivalry for 2019. I
Oh
just don't
god.
care about Shane versus Miz, and it's going to be odd because you're going to have a
Speeds with
heel versus all
the
of them.
comment of the night right now. Fucking Shane and Miz gonna win tag gold before the revival. Yep. Unfortunately, that's probably 100% true. Shane does same moves every match. Boring. Cena won't be hanging around long. He's scheduled for a movie in Vancouver, January 20th.
Okay, good. Thank you for that news.
This is definitely a ratings ploy to try to get you to tune in on Tuesday. And I bet you the only thing that John Cena is going to probably say is, "I'm going to be in the Royal Rumble." I wouldn't doubt if he just announces that he's going to be.
I just hope it doesn't mean he's coming back to win the title and then boom, type thing. Where it's like, oh, John Cena's coming back just to win the title. I mean,
no, definitely not. I don't think John Cena is like that anymore. I don't think he has that. I'm sure he has that type of pull if he wanted to, but this man.
Because let's not forget though that they relied so much on John Cena over the years, and like they did for Roman Reigns the last few years, and now that Roman Reigns dealing with his health issues, their guy John Cena is able to be the top guy again.
We touched on this past week. Remember when we were touching on top guys? John Cena can go away for a year, go away for 2 years, and when he's back, he's still one of those top guys that the fans will cheer for, and people will tune in to see. So we'll find out next week what John Cena's big return or announcement is going to be.
You know what? To me, it makes no sense. The night that you really have to worry about people tuning in to Raw next week because it's New Year's Eve, why wouldn't you announce John Cena returning to Monday Night Raw next week? Because it would make more sense. Well, because you're going to need to grab all the viewers for Raw. Then I'm sorry, nothing against SmackDown.
We have a huge cage.
Yeah, come on. You really think that Ziggler and McIntyre are drawing people into what? I mean, maybe the hardcore fans.
I believe Raw. He's going to be on Raw too. I believe. Didn't they say he's on Raw and SmackDown? If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but they said next week he'll be on SmackDown.
Yeah, so maybe they're saying that he'll be on SmackDown as well as Raw, because on the photo that I have on our intro, it says that John Cena returns in New Year and has him on Raw and SmackDown. Remember, he's that dual wrestler that can wrestle on both brands. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with John Cena.
How do you get that contract? I mean, why can't everyone just – is everyone just going to end up with that contract? Oh, open contract, you can wrestle wherever you want. Raw, SmackDown, whatever. I mean, is that what it's going to turn into?
It's wherever John Cena can make it to. That's where he'll be on. So, yeah, Shane McMahon and The Miz are an official tag team. And my question to you, Dave.
The best in the world.
This Raw is live. I believe Raw is live on Monday. I could be wrong.
I thought we heard New Year's Eve. It was taped. I thought.
What I read, I think we read on the show maybe a couple of weeks back. It could have been a month back. Because they were going to tape the New Year's Eve special shows at the end of the week of this week, and then air them on Monday and Tuesday. So that's a possibility. I don't think they're going to be live next week, but we got to wait and see and find out.
It would make sense not to be live. But you know what? These taped shows aren't that bad to have them these guys get like a week off, a couple weeks off.
Don't jinx us, Dave, because I think most of us came in. Yeah, DX says they think Raw is taped on Friday. Okay, that makes sense. Most of us kind of came in with these holiday specials of being, these matches are probably going to be just throwaways, or the holiday specials are mostly you can miss these. But Raw and SmackDown were pretty solid shows for being a holiday special. So we got Shane, we got Vince. I'm sorry, Shane and The Miz official tag teams. Quick question for you, Dave, and in the chat room: how long until these two men win the tag team gold? Do they win it before Royal Rumble? Or do you think they win it next after the Royal Rumble?
I don't think they win the tag titles. I just don't. I mean, maybe they'll have against a tag team and beat them, or they lose, or what. I don't know. But obviously, to me, like all of us are thinking, this is just setting up some. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I just think it's setting up, down the line a bigger match at WrestleMania, probably.
I think Raw is taped on Friday. I read that already. Cena would be a great heel. Oh, definitely. We've talked about that many times.
That's been talked about for the last 20 years.
Rumble is the 27th. Movie starts filming on the 20th. Yeah, so maybe he will not be at Royal Rumble unless he can do a quick little private jet run back and forth. Truth and Loyalty says after. The matches on Troop Show were pretty good too. I saw the main event. The main event of the Troop Show was pretty good. I didn't see the rest. But yeah, Raw, I mean, they've been throwing out some pretty good content the last couple of weeks. believe it or not. All right, so next we also had Mustafa Ali take on Cien Almas to start off SmackDown Live. Ali gets the win, but I think the news coming out of SmackDown Live is what happened afterwards. Even though the match was fantastic, and what they're doing to Cien Almas is absolute bullshit. The guy is so talented, and to have him just getting wasted away on SmackDown Live is a shame. But anyways, Mustafa Ali's backstage shaking the hands of some 205 Live members, meets up with Shelton Benjamin, and I'm like, okay, I can dig a Benjamin and Mustafa Ali kind of feud going, kind of like trying to welcome him to SmackDown Live. But no, that's not what happened. It could still happen, but Shelton Benjamin, I don't want to say sets up Ali, but basically kind of did, to get attacked by Daniel Bryan. After the match, Daniel Bryan pretty much attacks Mustafa Ali pretty brutally. And I put out a Twitter question. Could you see these two men? I don't think it'll happen.
I do.
Do you think WWE would go the route of having these two men face each other at the Royal Rumble for the title?
Yep. I thought we'd get announced for like next week, honestly, but if they want to go with the new era and giving a guy like, I don't know if it'd be considered a big match, because it wouldn't be, because Mustafa Ali is relatively new to a lot of the SmackDown audience, maybe not to a grander scheme of hardcore wrestling fans, but to most of us, to most fans, he is a newer superstar they're seeing on weekly now. So, yeah, I could definitely see it possibly being giving someone like that a Royal Rumble opportunity. When's the last time someone like a Mustafa Ali got a WWE Championship match?
Brandon Apter dropping the super hearts. Thank you, my friend. A guy who just saw Aquaman, everybody. So if you want a review by of Aquaman, Brandon Apter's your man. But damn, would you think fans would be excited for that? Or do you think they'll kind of shit on it, saying it should be a bigger match at Royal Rumble? Not saying not the size, everybody, but name quality. Like Daniel Bryan should be facing someone, of an AJ Styles status or someone along those lines.
What if it's them saying, okay, you beat the champion, he attacked you, now you're kind of getting a little rivalry going in on it. So, I mean, if it's not going to be announced, it could be announced, say, like, in the next couple weeks, Daniel Bryan will take on Mustafa Ali on SmackDown. Now, that wouldn't be an issue with people, I don't think. But, type of, like, having it happen, like at a big pay-per-view, someone getting an opportunity, that could then be them saying, oh, look, this is a new era, new people getting title shots. Look, Mustafa Ali, a guy who would never be on a pay-per-view before like this and be in a big main match, not a main event, obviously, but big on the card wrestling Daniel Bryan. He's not going to win, obviously, but just the fact, yeah, really likely not. But just to be on the card, it's showing them giving other guys opportunities to shine with their skills. So I mean,
think that would give maybe the fans more of a thought to
optimists.
Yeah, to be more optimistic of the change that the WWE has been saying. That
I think it could, but I don't think it would hurt at all if they wanted to do it on a SmackDown. No one would care, because it was like, okay,
no, definitely not. It's not like they're giving away, Bryan and Styles or Daniel Bryan and whoever. And Mustafa Ali, granted, he's a great wrestler. He's very talented. He can throw out a really good match. But a lot of people may not think he deserves a title shot right now. He just got brought up and he's already jumped into the title picture.
Well, let's not forget the way we were growing up and watching wrestling. If you pin the champion, you get a title shot because you beat the champion, whether it's going to be on SmackDown or the Rumble, which to me, I think it would be awesome if it was the Royal Rumble, just because we'd be like, wow, that's really cool. A guy like Mustafa Ali getting a title shot on a pay-per-view, one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. I mean, that'd be a career highlight for him.
And my thing is too, and Speeds makes a good point, saying that's why I don't want to see the match no fun when one guy can't win. And I can understand that. Maybe not have it at the pay-per-view, maybe have it on a SmackDown. That I could go for. Or maybe they do it to where they say, you know what, Ali, you pin Daniel Bryan in a tag match, you pin him in a singles match, you'll get your title match. That's usually how they usually do it sometimes as well. So
yeah, but why not? But to me, even if who cares if half the time we go into these shows, we know they're not going to win. They're not going to win the title. we still watch it. People will still watch the match and could be blown away how good of a match they could have one-on-one on a pay-per-view. You know, I
Yeah,
mean, how many times have we seen those matches that were just like, wow, this match wasn't supposed to be this good and it was really good?
Dave says I could see Almas and Vega versus Rusev and Lana program. Ah, man, I would not be against that. But go ahead.
How about Alistair Black and Vega versus Lana and Rusev?
Yeah. Oh gosh, he'd probably get a lot better of a push than Almas is. Jeff Hardy,
is. Dude, before we get there, let's talk about this match real quick. Because, man, Mustafa Ali, I'm sorry. I like the guy. He's very entertaining. He's high flying. He's fun to watch. But why can't Almas, like you said, get a push like that? Or he gets a big win over a champion. Like when he faced AJ.
You know? He can't speak English.
I know, but still.
That's the only reason why this man does not get pushed. You cannot say he can't put on a good match. Excuse me. You can't say he doesn't have the look. And
what,
you can't
say 205 Live now? Is he headed there now?
I would most rather see him on 205 Live than I would rather see him just get wasted away on SmackDown Live.
Yeah, because I don't blame him for being mad. You know,
I absolutely agree.
Because look what's happened. Go ahead.
No, he came from NXT being the champ to now he's just being a dud on SmackDown Live.
Yeah, Mustafa Ali goes from like winning one match, and then getting another win over Almas, basically getting kind of a mini push right now. And it's like, who knows? It could be Daniel Bryan too, because
exactly DX. And he makes a good point. You know, he can't speak English. That's what they have Zelina Vega for, and that's what I don't get. Like they have a manager in place for him that could talk. Maybe they're not as confident as they once were in her when she was in NXT, because she killed it in NXT with Almas. That's why I don't get why they're so reluctant on pushing Almas. We can say push Almas to our skin, our skin turns blue, but it's not gonna happen because it seems like the man can't speak English, so they're not gonna give him the proper push that we all think he deserves.
And so he's not getting
Ali right now.
Yeah, and unlike with the Asuka situation, I mean, and even Nakamura to an extent, he's not really getting a great reaction right now either. So that's not helping his case either.
Love John Cena and Roman Reigns. A lot of people do. John Cena will kick off. Returns next. On here it said that he returns next Tuesday on SmackDown Live. So I'm not sure if he's returning on Raw or not. They said he will be a part of both shows, but they said next Tuesday he'll be on SmackDown. Yeah, it's kind of confusing on how they're really kind of announcing it. They got to be more specific on if he's going to be on Raw or not.
They said SmackDown.
Mojo, Jeff Hardy. This feud that seems to never want to end.
Doesn't really care about it.
We got Samoa Joe throwing some more cheap shots towards his addiction problems in the past. And I just don't really feel – to me, this feels like a cheap feud. That, you know, Samoa Joe's attacking his past and his drug issues and all this stuff. It just seems kind of bleh. I like both men. I wish more would come from Samoa Joe because he deserves a lot better than what he's getting. But it just seems like this feud, as much as I like it, I like these guys, I just can't get into it. Just don't really care for it.
Yeah, I understand that. And this match didn't really do much for me either, but it happens. You get these matches, but yeah. I didn't really care for it either. Then it ended in like a DQ, so
yeah, and it's obviously
not going anywhere
anytime.
Yeah.
No, they're not going. They're not done. Long shot. Shocking match of the night, which was the tag match. We had a 8-man tag, and Sanity finally made it on SmackDown Live, everybody. And I put a Twitter question out, and someone actually answered me. I asked, when was the last time Sanity actually had a match on SmackDown Live? And Dave, can you guess when's the last time Sanity was on SmackDown Live in a match?
I think they lost to like the New Day or something.
When?
I don't remember, maybe like 3 months ago or something.
2 weeks before Hell in a Cell was the last time Sanity had a match on SmackDown Live.
Hey, at least they didn't eat the pinfall.
They didn't take the pin. They did lose, but they did not take the pinfall. Luke Gallows, Carl Anderson, and the Usos win. So we get 2 new tag teams.
Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson got the win. And so they pinned the tag champ. So it seems we just talked about this in the stuff of Ali. So Gallows and Anderson now in line for a tag title shot, hopefully, because they did pin the champ.
You would have to believe that these guys they win last week as well, if I'm not mistaken.
It was a DQ because Sanity ran in, but
that's right.
Now let me ask you this: you know how Gallows and Anderson were former Raw Tag Champions? Do you remember who they beat to win the Raw Tag titles?
The Usos.
No,
they
beat the Bar. Right? It was the Bar, yeah.
At Royal Rumble. I remember that. I was there. I can't believe I forgot about that. That's crazy.
Yeah, but that's kind of funny that they last time they were champs. I'm sure they'll play that into the storyline too. Like last time you guys were champs, we beat you. That would be
nice. You know how WWE is, Dave. Come on.
Yep.
Stuff like that we're supposed to have forgotten about.
So. Wouldn't you like, though, to have the fact that, no offense to the teams that have been champions, it seems like a rotating 3 at the moment. Right. But I would love to see the club actually come out and just win the tag titles for something different. It's like we're seeing the same thing on Raw that we're seeing on SmackDown in a way. Because when's the last time the club's actually been on SmackDown? And then, I actually wrestled before last week.
The club got a network show, got to push it. Yeah, absolutely. That's right. There you go. They're going to be tag team.
I haven't checked that out yet, but I hope they continue a show like that with those guys, because those guys are hilarious.
Oh, yeah. They got definitely great chemistry together, and they do have great comedic timing and all that good
they're
stuff.
Kind of similar. Like people talked about before when they were both on Raw, that they're a very similar tag team, like the Revival and the Club. They're like almost identical teams, how they work in a way, I think. Maybe not to the extent of the Revival, but the Club does remind you of that old school tag team as well. But hopefully the Club wins, gets the tag titles. Good luck to the Revival. Had a good match on Raw, so hopefully we're getting better wrestling and making it more like we talked about.
Doesn't say nerds anymore. Yeah, that gimmick was getting old.
I didn't mind it. Hey, the nerds. Would you rather have the nerd stuff or the doctor stuff?
Oh yeah, but 2 bad gimmicks definitely. We had Daniel Bryan start off. Well, excuse me, Truthy Claus, and Carmelfa opened up SmackDown Live. I think the best thing about that was probably what Carmella was wearing. But
very similar to Lana the other night.
Remember when I said R-Truth was going to win the world championship? Remember that, Dave, when I said that he was going to probably win the world title? Yep. To me, it seems like it's going to happen, man. The more and more, I just have this gut feeling.
I'm sorry, Tony.
I just have this gut feeling, man. It's just weird how they have him attack R-Truth, and then
I'm sorry.
Carmelfa, yeah, that's a better one. That's a better one. I like that.
But I'm sorry, but I think I would much rather see Mustafa Ali versus Daniel Bryan than R-Truth versus Daniel Bryan.
Come on now, Dave. Really? Come on, man.
Yeah, really.
Come on, man. Truth? Really? He's been working his ass off. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he has. He's been doing great. I like him and Carmella have great chemistry. It's too bad. I thought Mandy and Goldust had great chemistry last year, but they just never went anywhere with it after the Mixed Match Challenge. This time, they're kind of sticking with Truth and Carmella as like a tandem because they work well together. But I don't understand why they didn't do the same with Goldust and Truth. Or Goldust and
maybe because Goldust was more kind of on his way out, maybe.
Well, so in Truth isn't.
Well, I mean, Truth has been there fucking forever. It seems like he's never going to retire. I didn't know they made a dance break T-shirt. Did they make a dance break T-shirt already? Really? Oh,
I actually thought he was going to count to 30 for a minute. I'm like, are you serious?
I did not know they made a dance break T-shirt. Oh my goodness gracious!
But it's getting over, and that's
not going anywhere anytime soon, man. Yeah,
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of interesting, but it works because it's getting over with the crowd and people like it, so they're going to keep doing it. And Vince, we all know Vince loves R-Truth.
No, yeah, Vince loves him some R-Truth, no doubt, and probably loves him some Carmella as well. All right, everybody. So
Well, who
let's
doesn't?
that's that's very true. I think Goldust is soon going to be out and Hall of Fame. I think he means in the Hall of Fame. R-Truth, is he Hall of Fame material?
Has he ever won a title? I guess it doesn't matter.
I don't think so. I don't think he. Why do
Was
I
he
even
U.S.
ask that?
champion?
What kind of fucking question is that, Tony?
I know,
Yeah,
but there's
let's
been
just move
so
on.
many guys out there. I mean, look, I don't know how I'm getting this
R-Truth is
because
not Hall of Fame material. I don't even know why the fuck I asked that.
WE Hall of Fame.
Let's just
Anybody
move
is.
on. Let's just move on.
Donald Trump is in the WE Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
it's for a different reason. Different reason. SmackDown
it's
as
all
a
about
whole.
friendships.
What did you think of it tonight? TNA Hall of Fame, yes, I would agree with you on that, Bob.
Yeah, he's an NWA champion. Yeah,
Yeah, TNA Hall of Fame all the way. I can absolutely see that.
I thought it was really being Christmas. It was that main event was awesome. The opening match was really good. I thought the stuff with Daniel Bryan and R-Truth was pretty funny. I thought,
and then Vince McMahon at the end with AJ Styles popping him in the face.
And then the best part, Shane and The Miz, right?
No, the best in the world finally together as a tag team. I'm so excited.
I mean,
what's TNA? God, come on, Bob Ruski. You know what we mean. I mean, a Red Sox fan. You know what we mean.
I'm going to grade this differently because it's a holiday episode because it shouldn't be a good show, and they were definitely way better than we expected. So I'll give it a 4.5.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. For the most part, SmackDown Live, for being a holiday show, and we all know how these holiday shows are, they're usually shit. They just usually throw them away, show, maybe highlights, or, it's just not really a good show. It was a pretty solid SmackDown Live and had some storytelling progression, has you wondering what's going to happen next week on SmackDown with Vince and AJ, and what's going to happen with Daniel Bryan and Mustafa Ali and, Miz and Shane. It's nice little storytelling going on SmackDown Live. So I'll give it a solid 4.5 as well. Let's jump over to Raw, the Christmas Eve edition of Raw last night. And we want to thank Speeds and the Benchmark for being live last night. Very fun show. It was fun interacting with those guys, listening to their opinions on what they thought on Raw. And we're going to do the same thing we did with SmackDown Live. We're going to go just picking out things to talk about on Raw. So last night on Monday Night Raw, we had the women's title match between Natalya and Ronda Rousey.
I'm glad we're starting here.
Surprisingly, this match was not the main event of Raw. I thought it was going to be, but it wasn't. Baron Corbin and Seth Rollins were the main event of Raw. But we had Natalya and Ronda Rousey. Thought the match was good. Just didn't like the part where you saw Natalya say, "Oh, you like Rousey? I like her too." I didn't really care for that.
And the finish was bad.
The finish was bad where you have Natalya, you have Ronda letting go of the submission hold before Natalya is actually tapping.
I know, that made no sense at all. Look, if I'm going to, okay, let's see. That was the stupidest part, and that could almost ruin it for a lot of people, kayfabe, because she let go of the freaking arm before Natalya even tapped out. She taps out after she lets go. It's like, okay, let's not go there yet. I will say this. This match had elements of someone who booked this match, I would say had to have been like an old school wrestling guy, because it seems like that's what this was, kind of an old school wrestling match. Ronda looked really good in there with someone like Natalya because, man, I mean, they were going hold for hold on stuff. Very entertaining stuff, I thought. I enjoyed the match, surprisingly, a Ronda Rousey match. Natalya, too, when she's given opportunities like this, it seems like she goes out there and she killed it to me last night because they had a good match. She made Ronda look great last night, minus that wasn't her fault, Ronda let go, but minus the finish. The rest of the match I thought was really good and really put together really well. And maybe, again, I'm sure it was. Maybe it was really well rehearsed, but I'm just saying I thought it was a really good match and I enjoyed it.
Babaruski said maybe Natty forgot, oh shit, I'm supposed to tap 3 seconds in.
Yeah, I know, right? She was like kind of doing, I was like, okay, maybe, I was thinking when that's happened, like, Okay, they're friends, so we want Natty to look strong, so she'll fight it a little bit, not tap out. So yeah, it was like okay.
That's a funny point, Bob Ruski. That could be the truth right there. Vince was probably pissed they zoomed in on that. Probably, yeah, there wasn't a good, and especially being a tape show, you think you could have probably edited that and maybe had a different angle come up on there. But hey, it happened. Like you said, Dave, I thought the match was pretty good, but the big question now is what's next for Ronda Rousey? She's beaten Natalia. She's ran through Nia Jax.
Alexa
Who's
Bliss.
next? Alexa Bliss too. Who's next for Ronda Rousey? Is it going to be Sasha Banks? Is it going to be Bayley? Is it?
No, because we know we're getting Sasha Banks and Bayley are probably winning the tag title, so we'll get there. But I mean, I don't know. Honestly, I have no clue who's next for Ronda. Maybe Becky Lynch or one of them. I don't know. But
Yeah, it's that's the question of the night: is who's next for Ronda Rousey? Who can they throw in right now to be a credible opponent for Ronda Rousey? Dana Brooke.
Nobody. I guess. Oh, come on.
Dana
Brooke.
Sarah Logan says Dave. Is it Ruby Riott? Maybe.
Oh no, because Ruby's just gonna get squashed by her.
There was a lot of grappling in the beginning, which surprised me. Ronda had a counter hold. I heard this match was not rehearsed and was called on the fly in the ring.
Yeah, hey, right.
Hey, you never know.
Yes, we do.
It's back to back. It's back to back taping, so they probably couldn't do too much.
Yeah, they could have. They knew what the end game was. Come on, they knew it was Christmas.
But this Raw was going to be. Here's the thing as well, Dave. These two women are good friends. They've probably didn't she help Ronda as well? So
she trained her. So you're gonna tell me they didn't?
Yeah, maybe you're gonna. Not, I don't think they choreographed the match, but they probably knew. Hey, this is just like us training in the backyard. Let's just go at it. You're supposed to win. Let's do some moves here and there. I can see that. It was a slow match. It wasn't like high flying, people jumping off the top rope type of thing.
So no, it was a straight ground wrestling match, and that's what they probably both like. I could
see Natalya kind of directing the match, talking to her.
Oh, definitely. Ronda's not directing no matches.
Oh yeah, of course. Someone else in the chat had a good. Let's see. I'd love to see Rousey whip. Hey, we don't talk bad about Lee Rush in here. All right, Chris Mack, take that back, bro. I'm just playing with you. Let's see what else. Ruby, damn it, break from the squad. Yeah. I
just don't want to see Ruby Riott get squashed. Ooh. No, I don't think.
Dave Meltzer. Okay, all right, DX. That's been the gospel. We forgot everybody's favorite, Dave Meltzer. Yeah. What about Lacey
reported? But yeah, that's reported.
Here's the thing: if Lacey Evans just jumped in and gets into the title picture and loses, doesn't that kind of hurt Lacey Evans a little bit?
A little bit, but I don't know. I don't think. I mean, no one's really worried about Lacey Evans, I don't think, because she's a badass in real life, too. So, I mean, I do like her gimmick, though, Lacey, because, I mean, she's a lady, but, yeah, how she does her whole little thing. But, yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what they do with her. Yeah, she's a freaking Marine.
Yeah, and anybody who dogs Lacey Evans obviously hasn't been watching her at all. But because for you to say that she is, she can't wrestle or her gimmick is crap or this and that, you obviously haven't been watching NXT, and your opinion means nothing because she's done great things on NXT. Obviously, that's why she's probably getting brought up. It's gonna
be a blonde helps too.
Yeah, you have Vince McMahon and his blondes, of course, but the only woman I could see Ronda Rousey facing next is Ruby Riott. That's the really only one that, I mean, she kind of had a feud with them.
Or they could do a multi-women match, where Ronda has to have, she hasn't had one of those yet, has she? Like a triple threat match?
No.
Why not have her do a triple threat match or something like that, where she has a chance she could lose the title without getting pinned? Have her do something like that. So maybe you could throw your Dana Brooke girl in there then.
Dana Brooke girl.
Yeah.
Chris, why not? The shows are most likely going to be taped, I think, this Friday at the end of the week. So kind of stay off the Twitter if you want to not to be spoiled. NXT style and main roster style are two different things. Absolutely. I agree with you on that, Red Sox fans. Doesn't mean that she will strive on the main roster like she did on NXT, but you would have to think
Well,
she can go
yeah,
both ways.
that's something totally different. But okay.
She could go on NXT and then jump to the main roster and still have a good
Yeah,
match.
because I think just like people say EC3's gimmick fits more for the main roster, I think Vince McMahon sees her as a marketable character because of what she is and what she stands for.
Her style in the ring as well fits the WWE.
Yeah, well. And when's the last... You have never, other than Nia Jax's lately, I'm the face breaker, but other than, like, besides that whole little gimmick that kind of went nowhere now, but Lacey Evans' her finishing being a right hook. I mean, that's freaking awesome, I think, because women have never been known as powerful women, but she's a Marine, so that helps give her more credibility as being a badass woman. At least
a legit threat, yeah.
Yeah, with that knockout punch, I mean, it kind of reminds me when Regal used to do the power of the punch, but that was with brass knucks, so there you go.
Steven Regal. So overall, you thought the match was pretty solid?
Yeah, I was surprisingly enjoying the match. I'm like, holy crap, this is like a ground, old school. Yes, there was a lot of rest holds. I get it. But I kind of liked how the match was. It was that old school match. It had elements of like a Bret Hart match. Justin's going to love that. But to me, it did have elements of a Bret Hart style match when it was just a slow pace, ground and pound match. And it fit Ronda perfectly.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Yes, it definitely is Rusev Day. Again, thank you everybody for joining us live tonight on your Christmas night. Appreciate you guys ending your Christmas with us. We are live. We are Get the Tables podcast live every Tuesdays and Saturdays. So we hope everybody who's live with us tonight, who's new to the show, will hit that follow button, jump over to the YouTube, and hit that subscribe button as well.
I got a question.
Join us on Saturday as well. Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Is Lana's stuff going to end up getting her fired? All the stuff she does.
And that's true. And I think not Red Sox fan, but I think it was Bob Ruski in the chat that said Rusev has been in a lot of heat lately. Is it Rusev himself, or is it because of Lana that gets him in a lot of heat? If you haven't seen it, her showing her bare ass on an Instagram video was not probably smart to do after they just won the U.S. championship. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do.
I don't know because, I mean, she's had a lot of incidences lately that's happened, and especially what happened over the week. I'm sure she got in trouble for that.
Underneath the rug, they probably just it didn't really happen. Is
that okay? Serious, is that worse than what happened with Paige? No, it's not. Yes, everyone's seen Lana's ass on social media. So what? I mean, everyone's seen more than that of Paige.
There you go, everybody. All right. So also on Raw, we had the huge announcement made by Vince McMahon. Actually, 3 announcements. One, John Cena returning next week. Well, one was Lana, and the other was him cutting his hair. Yeah, I remember that. 2, we get a huge steel cage match next week. Dolph Ziggler versus Drew McIntyre, as you can see up there. And the 3rd announcement was the big one that we've been talking about it since the beginning of the year, or mid-year, I should say, since Women's Revolution.
So summer.
That we finally get the women's tag team titles finally going to be debuted in 2019. He didn't really clarify much more about it, just that they are coming.
WrestleMania, obviously.
Is there going to be a Raw and a SmackDown, or do you think there's just going to be one women's title and they got to jump from show to show?
I think that would benefit for one title for being on, show to show, because I mean, do they really have enough women to have a tag division on both shows to get them both used on TV? I don't think they do. So I think if they're going to do it, they should have it be like women's tag titles, but they can go to both shows and defend them. I mean, whatever. I mean, it is what it is, I guess.
They really do not have, if you think about it, they have a lot of women, but can you see a lot of them being teamed up? Because you would have to think they would have to lose their singles run for the most part.
Well, because a lot of them, are they going to win? Look at Raw. Are a lot of the women on that show going to beat Ronda for the title? No. They're not. They're just not going to. Alicia Fox, Dana Brooke, they're never going to win that title probably on Raw with Ronda right there. So if there's a tag title these women can go after too, giving them a secondary title to do something. Like, obviously, this seems like this has been foreshadowed for months and months that Sasha and Bayley are likely going to win the tag titles.
Yeah, Alex put out a funny tweet that said that they announced the women's title, so you have to assume that more than likely Sasha and Bailey will not win the tag team title
Right.
because they've been uh, teased and they've been like one of the most advocates on
But
women
yeah,
titles
because
brought in.
WrestleMania does seem like the likeliest, but I do think it will happen. With one that tag women's tag titles will be on both shows because they don't got enough room to have two separate women's tag titles on Raw and SmackDown.
And,
SmackDown barely has enough room for all their teams now as it is.
right, you make a good point too, Dave. Like women such as Mickey James, Alicia Fox, maybe even Dana Brooke, women like that, Tamina, are not going to win the championship anytime soon, especially with Ronda around. So it makes sense to have a tag division actually made so you can have some more of these women more relevant because they're just getting wasted away backstage and they're not doing
Yeah,
anything.
and look at on SmackDown like a Sonya and Mandy. You could have them go for tag title gold or something like that. So that could always
Uh,
help out too.
DX said in the chat, why did they announce the women's tag team titles on a taped holiday show when fans aren't watching? They should have announced it
Give
either
you a
after
reason to
New
watch.
Year's or during
No,
Evolution.
I disagree
But see,
because
no,
this.
but see, here's the
Go
thing
ahead.
though, Dave. I can understand if they said Vince McMahon has a huge announcement tonight, then I could see, oh yeah, that's why they said it. But this was kind of just randomly announced on a Monday night. Not that excuse me, I'm not complaining about it, but it did get Twitter going. I mean, there were trending and it was the talk of Twitter, but it did seem kind of odd that out of all the opportunities they had to announce a tag division for the women, out of all the nights, they do it on a Christmas Eve edition.
To make you tune in. You never know what's going to happen on Monday Night Raw.
Because they could have did it at Evolution. They could have did it on the first actual live show that they have of the new year, where they could have said, we have a huge announcement to start the new year, but they did it on a taped show. And I'm surprised, honestly, that this wasn't leaked already. So this must have, excuse me, this must have not have been shown during the show. I'm
They
imagining.
probably edited it in or something like that, and they just did it later on.
You would
Yeah,
have thought, you already had the spoilers with Rusev. I'm surprised nobody came out with these. So this have had
probably
to have
because
been
this was a
last
taped
minute.
skit or something. Yeah, they probably did like a taped skit somewhere, and they did it like that because there was nothing really shown about it. But yeah, see, I have no issue with it because it was Christmas. They're saying this is what you had to look forward to in the new year. So there you go. I mean, you get tag titles, which who cares if it wasn't announced at a random brawl? Like, what you want Stephanie McMahon to come out and announce new women tag titles are here.
Yes, you want Stephanie McMahon and say, if it's all it was my dream to have a women's tag division, and here it is, everybody. Because of me, we are gonna have women's tag team titles, and you're gonna have all the women in the ring clapping, and they're gonna be high fiving and hugging each other. That's what we needed, Dave. Right?
To me, all this is with the whole McMahon regime thing. It's just like Vince going to Triple H and saying, "Okay, what do you do to make them love NXT so much? Do it here. What do you do? I just give them competitive matches and fun." That's what he does. That's what NXT is. A lot of good competitive matches. It's not presented as a joke like Raw and SmackDown have been
First
in the
you said
last few
because it's
months.
Vince and a fucking Santa suit, you better announce that shit, right? Bella Twins will return and win the women's tag team titles. Oh god, you're probably right, DX. I wouldn't run it run it past the WWE on that. So yeah, women's titles will be debuting in 2019. They didn't announce kind of when, but they'll
You know,
definitely be
Yeah,
debuting.
WrestleMania. I'm sorry, because remember when they did the one new? Oh, we're bringing back the women's championship now, not the divas, the women's at WrestleMania. So grandest stage of them all,
So you think
pre-show.
in like 3 months we'll finally get this tag team division going?
Yeah,
That's crazy. I don't think it'll be that long, but I wouldn't. It
I
wouldn't
do.
shock me if it did. It wouldn't shock me if it did. Um,
Because you probably have a 3 month long tournament like with the Mixed Match Challenge.
Impact did not have a women tag team titles, did they, Dave? I can't
Yes,
remember.
they did.
They did. Okay. All
The
right.
Knockouts tag titles. Eric Young and ODB were the tag
Oh
champions.
my god, I remember that. I remember I shitted all over that when we did. It's oh my god, that's bad.
Why is the man the tag champion?
Oh my god, Ellsworth is winning them with Santina. Oh yeah, imagine that. All right, everybody. So let's go to another thing that we touched on this past weekend, which was Chad. I'm sorry, not Chad Gable. Excuse me. We'll get to that. But Finn Balor, everybody. Finn Balor took on Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler in a triple threat match last night. And Dolph Ziggler gets, I'm not, sorry, why am I saying the wrong person? Finn Balor gets the win.
Yep.
And is on a winning streak, everybody. What is going on in Finn Balor land? This guy has risen from the top. He's risen from the dead. Because remember, the whole 2018, Finn Balor not doing shit. End of 2018. It's just like, what is going on? The beginning of 2018.
Last year, too.
This is crazy. At the beginning of 2018, he was getting like unbelievable push. It seemed like he was going to do things.
Yep,
now
just like last year.
Now the end of the year, he's getting another push. And I asked Bees and Silky on their show last night. I think it's time, and I'm not going to ruin him. I promise I promise Bob Ruskell will not ruin Finn Balor. I think it's time for Finn to move on to Dean Ambrose.
I thought I heard you say that. I thought you were going to say like Brock or something.
No. So long, 2019 push takes. No.
You know, they did this last year too, Tony, where you're like, man, Finn Balor's having a great year. He's going to be Wrestler of the Year in 2018. And then he did nothing. And now it's like the same thing. They make you watch. First Raw of the New Year, Finn Balor's probably going to lose. Or something like that.
First match, right? But it. Don't you think it's time for him? It's Ambrose and Rollins. The feud is getting stale, right? It seems like that feud is no.
I think he needs to turn in his red colors or some blue colors.
Oh,
and go to SmackDown.
I see what you mean. I see what you get there. But would you mind a Balor and Ambrose feud? That's something we haven't seen.
I don't know if anyone can save Ambrose, so I don't know. I mean, it seems like Rollins and Ambrose is going to be going on for a long time. I wouldn't be surprised if that's a WrestleMania match.
Oh, God. Please not. Please. More importantly, what is going on with Drew? He hasn't won a match in about a month now, I think. You know what I think they're doing? I think what they're doing is making it look like Drew McIntyre is vulnerable and that he's on this massive losing streak and he just can't win nothing. I think he's winning the Royal Rumble. I think McIntyre's winning the Rumble.
I don't.
I think so. Finn
what about Drew?
You're Drew.
What about Drew getting Ambrose's title? Being the IC champion again.
I don't know, man. I just feel like they're really pushing McIntyre. I know he's losing. He's not getting pinned. You know, he got pinned by Ziggler, yes. And got pinned by Balor, but this triple threat, he did not get pinned. He already announced that he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. You would have to think that this – I don't see them doing anything else with McIntyre but having him win the Royal Rumble.
And he's not going to – what's he going to do, go challenge Daniel Bryan for the title?
Challenge, either Brock or Braun for the title.
He'd be better off going to SmackDown and challenging
McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar. That is a match I want to see.
If he's even champion. I mean, it could end up being Brock Lesnar or Drew and Braun Strowman, which we know who's going to win that.
We don't know, though, because we've heard rumors that Drew and Braun is possibly not the main event, but a possible match at Royal Rumble. I mean, WrestleMania for the title. It's also been rumored that McIntyre may win the Royal Rumble itself. I don't see why he would. You don't think a moneymaker is McIntyre versus Brock?
Me personally, it doesn't interest me. I think it'd be a good match. It just doesn't. It doesn't interest me that much. I mean, it doesn't grab me. Brock versus McIntyre doesn't grab me like, wow, that's gonna be it just doesn't. Okay,
all right, fair enough, fair point. I would,
but don't get me wrong, Rollins and Brock doesn't grab me either.
Well, that's also another match that's been rumored as well. Someone needs to get IC belt because Dean versus Seth isn't about the belt. I absolutely agree with you on that. Yeah. And I just feel like it's just still.
I don't know what they could do. the Universal title, like you said with Ronda, I mean, really, if it's Brock and Strowman at what, the Rumble, I mean, what's next for either guy? I mean, what Drew McIntyre? I mean, Brock's so dominating
Triple
and
threat.
it's I don't know. I mean, to me, Braun versus anyone on Raw doesn't interest me at all because
Followers
but,
appreciate that, Philbin.
I mean, Braun versus anyone on Raw. Yeah, Drew McIntyre would probably be a good match, but I don't think he's gonna win. If it was Braun Strowman and Drew for the title, to me, that doesn't scream WrestleMania main event to me.
Wow.
It just doesn't. I can't think of anyone on Raw, even if the Universal title was on there every single week. It just doesn't interest me anyone to have it right now.
What about Bobby Lashley? That's the only
Lashley. So, I mean, Bobby Lashley, not Bobby Lashley, but Bobby Lashley versus Brock Lesnar 1-on-1. Even if it's not for a title, even if it's just a regular match, just no titles, just those two. I mean, that interests me more than Drew McIntyre versus Brock Lesnar.
What if they went the route of like old WrestleMania, I think 2000, when they did a Fatal 4-Way, and you do Bobby Lashley, Drew McIntyre,
like a 5-way,
Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman.
Yeah, it still doesn't interest me, but if they're going to do it, they're going to do it. I mean, I've said this before. No one on Raw really interests me at all.
Yeesh, all right, fair enough.
I mean, the most interesting person on Raw to me last night was Vince McMahon.
Wow, dressed up as Santa Claus.
Yep.
That's crazy. I mean, have you lost faith that much in Raw that you just don't like it anymore?
Everyone I like is on SmackDown. You have Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles, The Club. I like Sheamus and Cesaro. I mean, there's like Sanity. Like Asuka. They have all my favorites on SmackDown. It's like everyone from SmackDown that I like is on SmackDown. And there's like no one on Raw I even care about anymore. I like Zayn and Owens, but they're not there right now. So, I mean, it's just there's no one on Raw that interests. Dean Ambrose's little Sami Zayn little copycat-ish character he's doing right now just doesn't interest me that much either.
The way the Universal title has been booked for those who want it, you got to be a big, big, big deal. Absolutely agree. And there's only a handful of guys that could possibly beat Brock at WrestleMania, and it's Rollins, probably Strowman. You'd have to throw in Drew McIntyre. That's about it at the moment. I don't think Dean Ambrose is one. I don't think Finn Balor is one. But you would have to think that they have something huge in mind because they are so worried about the whole events going down that WrestleMania weekend that they're trying to go all out, apparently. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, Finn Balor on a winning streak. We'll see where that goes. McIntyre can't find a win right now, but next week I'm sure he defeats Dolph Ziggler in that cage match. We had tag team title match last night as well. 2 title matches on Raw. The Revival took on Gable and Rude. Chad Gable starting to look a little bit like Bobby Roode with that tan going on. But what did you think of the match and and Gable and Rude retaining the belt?
I was worried because when I kept seeing all this stuff about, what a great tag match last night. This was awesome. I was like, oh, crap. The Revival just won the tag titles. That's what I assumed going into this when I was watching it. And I was like, okay, good. Gable and them won the titles, but on a little kept the titles on a little controversy because they pinned the wrong one. But you know what? It was a damn good tag match. And my favorite part of the whole match was when one of the Revival guys, I don't know which one it was, kicked Rude. Rude caught him, and he flipped him.
Yeah.
That was my favorite part.
He did a moonsault. Yeah, I saw that. That was good. That was funny.
But yeah, I mean,
I think Grace said, "Oh, no flips" or something like that. Yeah, that was
good. But yeah, I enjoyed the match. Was great. Another good case of some good classic tag team wrestling, and even Michael Cole brought it up.
This is what we love about tag team wrestling. This is a match that you can go back and check this out and be like, okay, this is what I would see back in in the 90s with the Steiner brothers or whoever you want to throw in the tag match. These guys threw on a classic tag team match, and I want to see the Revival finally win the titles eventually. And I do like that they had some controversy at the end, like you said, because it keeps the feud going. It keeps the Revival still
You know what
relevant.
I was worried about is the way they were talking up Gable and Rude. Like, oh, it's shocking they won the tag titles. You know, like there's some, like it's 1, 2, 3 Kid and Marty Jannetty who win the tag titles 1 week on Raw. You know, they act like it was something like that.
I forgot they won those titles. That was
I know,
great.
but exactly, but it was starting to seem like they were building them up like that. Like, oh, there was, you know, when just some random tag team wins the titles just to lose them the next week. You know, it's like something that's what it reminded me. I was like, oh crap! But I think Gable and Rude have some great chemistry in the ring right now. You know, they only been teaming for a little bit, and man, they play off each other really well. So I hope they let them run with the titles a little bit. They're definitely one of the more. They're definitely a perfect team to face the Revival again because I'm not saying it's anywhere near American Alpha versus the Revival because it's not. But you know what? It's a little bit like it. Not a lot, but it's a little. There's a little bit of it there with Gable still there. But
You
they,
know what? It did make me kind of miss American Alpha.
yeah, thought it was a
Watching
great
that
team.
match,
From
it
oh
did
man,
kind of make me miss the American Alpha.
yeah, one of my favorite tag matches in WWE period is that 2 out of 3 falls Revival versus American Alpha. I mean, they had some great matches in NXT.
I agree with you. It's just Corbin's still dressing like a bartender, even though he isn't a GM. Yeah, we had a question: why is Corbin still wrestling in regular clothes? They play with
You
each
know,
other's
it's the
weaves
same.
really well. That's about it.
Hey, they're a fun tag team though. I like them. I mean, but you know what? This was a good fun tag match, old school, like they mentioned too, and I enjoyed it. I'm glad they kept the titles, but obviously something else is coming after that. But another match, I assume, because the wrong guy got pinned. But yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed it, and it's going to be interesting to see
Yeah,
when the
see what they do.
rematch is.
4 guys. It's because you gotta have to expect the Revival get a rematch eventually.
But you know
Apollo
what I think a
Crews.
lot of this has to do, really quick before you go there? I think a lot of this, like I said before we went on there, has to do with the Fox deal. Not because of we're listening to the fans. It's about $1 billion because I think that's because we've said it on this show on our Saturday shows that Fox has said they want more of a sports element theme of WWE, and it seems like that's what we were getting last night, and we got tonight. You know, we got a
All right.
30-minute U.S. title match, tag title match last night, and then that women's match seemed really competitive. Like I'm not saying it's like UFC, but you're getting they're trying to they want elements of a sport being broadcast, and that's what we kind of got back in the old WCW days. They used to use these holiday specials to put on really good shows, and that's what they did these last 2 days, put on some good shows.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. Now, there we go. Where's that thing up? Now, Apollo Crews is backstage with the B team, and
I want a shirt. I want that B team shirt. I like it.
and they're singing, the 12 Days of Christmas and stuff like that. And you got Apollo Crews backstage, and the only thing that I caught out of that backstage segment was Apollo Crews has fucking merchandise. What the hell? So does that
I think he's
mean
always had that shirt.
has he always had that shirt? I don't.
I'm
It
pretty
kind of.
sure he's always wore that shirt.
I don't. If he has, man, I have
I'm
not
pretty
paid
sure.
any fucking attention.
I guess not, because I'm pretty sure he's always wore that shirt. Someone in the chat will probably agree or disagree with me, but I'm pretty sure he's always had that shirt.
And then he had Lucha House Party. He had Kurt Hawkins and No Way Jose revealing what they wish for Santa Claus for the new year. And Hawkins.
You know what I got on all that?
No way, Jose has merchandise. What the fuck?
No. Yeah, well, I'm not surprised, but
He always had that shirt.
I know it was a Christmas thing, but I never really heard them let him actually cut a promo and talk. I was like, he didn't sound half bad. I'm talking about No Way Jose. His promo,
Yeah.
you know what? They could, if they want to do something with him and let him talk or do some stuff. I mean, his promo wasn't that bad. I thought he came off really good on the promo. So I know it was a Christmas, wishing everybody Happy New Year and all that, but I mean, it came off really well. I'm like, man, they should let him talk more and do something with him because he can talk.
Yeah, I agree with you. I was actually kind of impressed at how he was talking. I thought he would have more of a deep accent, but actually
Yeah.
he did pretty well. We had a 6 women tag match. I don't really fucking care about that. The
It
same old
is?
shit. Yeah, we have this. It's the same old shit we get every week from these 6 women.
Who
But
I don't even remember it.
let's get to the Miracle on 34th Street
Oh, I
fight
forgot about this.
with Elias and Bobby Lashley. I
Because
actually thought
Bobby
the match.
Lashley sucks.
Yeah, I actually thought the match was pretty entertaining for what it was.
I agree. I hated
Elias.
the. I mean, dude, seriously, we got to talk about this. What is up with WWE like missing the spot? I mean, come on, you missed the Lego spot. Even they talked about it on commentary too. Oh, our producer didn't get the show the fans the actual spot of the when Lashley hit the Legos.
Man, if you've never stepped on a Lego, that shit fucking hurts, man. I can only,
Yeah,
I
but
can only
I
imagine
mean,
how it looks.
were they using part timers for the production? I mean, that's not a spot WWE would
yeah.
miss.
And yeah,
But that's kind of stupid, though. That was okay. The reason I didn't like it, and I love the Indies, but this was a very Indies spot right here. You know, to have Lego pull out of a Christmas present
oh,
Legos. You
that's
know,
that's not very nice.
well,
Bill in
it's
the chat
true
room says,
though.
"I've never seen anyone but Apollo wear his shirt."
Oh, yeah, that's true. I thought you meant okay. Yeah,
that's fucked up, man. But it's
okay.
probably true.
I thought you were
Um,
saying what I said.
no, that
Indie spot.
too. I'd like Eli. What did you think about Elias winning?
Bobby Lashley's in a really bad spot, but you know what? I'll agree with you. I didn't think the match was that bad. I actually thought it was pretty good. It had elements, and it reminded me of like the old school hardcore matches we used to get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not just because of the bowling ball, but because we had stuff actually inside the presence, which is kind of cool. You know, it just had elements of like an old hardcore title match. You know, like that's what it reminded me of a little bit. So I enjoyed the match for itself. I guess it was okay, but
PG
Leo
tag,
Rush,
yeah, definitely. That's funny.
Leo Rush on that table spot.
Yeah, and he gets poured all eggnog on him as well. So I mean, he's just becoming a laughing stock of the WWE right now. I I don't know. I don't care for what they're doing with Bobby Lashley. I think when we come out with the awards, I think we all know what award Bobby Lashley will be winning. But it just seems that he's just again another talent that was so hyped. At least me was so hyped to see
Yeah,
coming
me
to
too.
WWE, and he's just been doing nothing but bending over and smacking the
Yeah, I
gas.
mean, Lashley gets the Finn Balor award.
Oh, is that what we're calling it? The Finn Balor Award?
Might as well. I mean, so much. It has to be because he started it. I mean, Lashley coming into 2018, just like Finn Balor, with so much potential, like we have a great run, and then nothing. I mean, he came in the night after WrestleMania, Lashley did, so it's like nothing. It
Yeah,
really had
man.
no
Maybe
effect.
I am a fucking jinx because guess what? I was there when he debuted on Raw, and man, maybe I am a jinx. Maybe I just need to shut my mouth about certain wrestlers that I want to see do well. And
Hey, can you mention Seth Rollins then?
golly, it seems you got Finn Balor, you got Bobby Lashley, Trevor Lee, another one of my faves, is just getting shitted on over on Impact Wrestling. It's just like, god damn, I just need to be quiet. You got Shawn Michaels shaving his fucking head and losing. Just oh my god, how long will it be till Lashley gets Billy Gunn's theme music? Oh my goodness,
Rockabobby. Rockabobby.
that's funny. That's hilarious. Now
Oh,
let's see.
that song. My bad. I
I'm
missed
a
it.
jazz man.
Yeah, I get it now. I get it. I was thinking
Um,
Rockabobby, but never mind. That's another one.
I think Renee Young is jealous that Lashley stole her gimmick. She gets so pissed off when he does that. Like, how dare he bend over and show us his butt and smack it? And what about the
I
Street
think I
Profits?
think
Yeah.
Lana's getting jealous.
Hey, Street Profits have been the one team that have actually had success this
On what?
2018. What do you mean on what, Dave? You know on what? Damn
What have
it.
they done? They won the tag titles at a place that no one even watches.
No, hey, you need to take that back. Everybody watches Evolve, all right? Everyone. Man, you know how many viewerships they have every show? Come on now, Dave.
No, I don't. No,
You
I
just
don't.
need
Do
to calm
you?
down there. I do not, but probably with the Street Profits being on there, I can assume that
I said I lose viewership.
Viewership has gone up in the last couple of weeks.
It has tripled in the negative.
I'm sorry?
It has tripled in the negative.
That's just not funny. Not funny at all, Dave. Come on now.
You know why? Okay, spoiler alert, really breaking news. The real reason Impact pulled LAX because they didn't want to have LAX get that rub from the Street Profits of negative viewership. They already have bad enough viewership as it is.
No one has cared for Evolve since Riddle left. That's not true. Street Profits are starting to bring that viewership back, that fan. What is going on, man? Is that a Cartoon Network? What the fuck? Yes, I watched the shit out of Evolve, whatever I thought. Man, oh my gosh. Y'all are funny.
What's bad when Evolve has to ask WWE, hey, can we use some of your NXT talent as our champions?
Oh my god.
Because we have no one.
It's just smart. They're booking the Street Profits the way they should be booked in NXT. It's not their fault that Undisputed Era is just taking fucking control and they won't drop the titles. They're pulling a Bret Hart over there and not wanting to drop the title over there. Come on.
No, that's more like a Shawn Michaels, but okay.
No, Shawn Michaels was the number one professional in the locker room. I don't know.
He took the title and went home. Took the title and went home. So you want the title? Come back and get it. Come to my house and get it.
Told him to come home. Vince said, "Go home. We don't need you here tonight. You're not wrestling." All these rumors have just been over exaggerated over the years about Shawn Michaels. I think it's just insane. All right, sorry, we're going off on another tangent there. We had the main event, which was Baron Corbin.
Oh my god!
GM clothes, taking on Burn It Down Seth Rollins. I thought the main event was solid.
I didn't.
Kind of figured that Rollins was going to win, but the real question for me, and Red Sox fan and I were kind of talking about it on Twitter last night, Baron Corbin's Hill, I mean, it was in the same city, so we'll see how it goes next week and the weeks after that. But it seems like his heat has kind of died down. It seemed like the only reason he was getting that heat was because of the GM role that he was playing and, stacking the odds against other people and, having that, taking advantage of people and abusing his power and stuff like that, to where people are going to start not caring about him anymore. It seems like more people care about his ring attire at the moment than Baron Corbin himself. What's next for Baron Corbin? Do you think he's just kind of sizzle away on Raw and we're not going to see much of him anymore?
You know what? I think next is for Baron Corbin, the Evolve World Championship. No one cares about it.
Adam Austin.
You know what this reminds me of?
That continues burying people. No surprise there.
This reminds me of corporate Kane. When they were having him. Why is Kane wrestling in a suit? You remember that? When Kane was just wrestling in pants and a t-shirt for like a long time?
Yeah.
And then that's what this reminds me of. He's just wrestling in a suit, just like I think when Kane did it. It's just a repeat of storylines. There's nothing fresh in the WWE. Now, we are starting to get there. But it seems like that's what this is from. It's like nothing new. Why are you wrestling in pants and a suit? Because probably Vince told him to.
Yeah. If you haven't already, Baron Corbin does have a Twitch. He uses it with Tyler Breeze.
What the fuck? Kayfabe!
Yeah, he uses it with Tyler Breeze, and he also uses it with
Moose. Is he the one? Is he one of the ones that's with Moose?
No, it's Tyler Breeze.
You know who I'm talking about?
No.
Because Moose, EC3, and is it Ty Dillinger or somebody? I don't know who it was. But they have like this thing where they're all on Twitch all the time together. It's Moose and EC3 and someone else. But they even have merchandise.
It's Tyler Breeze. I think maybe it's Tyler Breeze, Ty Dillinger, and Baron Corbin. They have merchandise as well. But Baron Corbin's on there. And I think it was a couple of weeks ago that he's pretty nice on the show or on his Twitch. And people asked him about
he has to be.
Yeah, they asked him about his attire and how it is to wrestle. And he said he has it custom made or something like that. And It's
Okay, Tony, let me
that is hard to wrestle in as we think. So maybe that's why they're keeping the gimmick. I don't know.
let me ask you a question, Tony. If you're going on Twitch and you're getting people donating money, subscribing to you, and giving you money to your Twitch channel, are you going to be a dick to them? No.
Well, that's true. A lot of them are there that are already from like Tyler Breeze.
I know, but if he's not going to be a dick to the fans who are giving him money or whatever.
It's just weird that Baron Corbin is just kind of sizzling away, and Bobby Roode says in the chat he's an okay worker. They'll find something for him, hopefully. Maybe is it time for that move to another brand for Baron Corbin?
Yeah, like Evolve.
No, like SmackDown Live. Get some more maybe.
No, I don't want him back on SmackDown. No, keep him away from SmackDown.
Big Daddy Dilly is Dillinger's nickname on Twitch. What the fuck? it's
Does
funny
anyone have any clue what I'm talking about? The Moose and EC3 thing?
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen it. But the thing with Tyler Breeze, it's funny because he makes fun of himself on the show, and he's like, he books the Royal Rumbles on 2K19, and he's like, this is probably the only way I'll ever win a Royal Rumble. He's funny on the show. He makes fun of himself. So I
follow TJ on there, but I don't really, because TJ's funny too. He'll actually answer questions. I'm like, holy crap.
So they if you haven't already on Twitch, go look up Tyler Breeze's stuff. I can't remember what it's called. So the main event, what did you think of it? What did you think of Raw as itself as a whole?
Well, minus
giveaway of winners.
Minus the main event, I thought Raw was good because I thought the main event was stupid. And you want to talk about predictable finishes? I mean, come on, this is obvious. Rollins is winning this, unless Dino came down and got involved. But,
right.
I mean, no. I mean, to me, it was a stupid main event. Like we said earlier, Ronda and Natty should have main evented this show because it would have made more sense. Because just having randomly Rollins versus Baron Corbin in their main event, to me, was kind of a weak main event. And kind of like you said earlier about Jeff Hardy and Joe, kind of the same thing here. Even though they haven't really been feuding that much, but it seems like they have. To me, it seems like, oh, I'm sick of this. Baron Corbin or whatever his name is, but yeah, he's just boring to me. I mean, he's about as entertaining as watching paint dry.
Damn. All right, fair enough. All right, what did you think of Raw as a whole? And then we'll get into these announcements of the giveaway. And here's the thing, I know one person already is in the chat room that has won the giveaway, and the other person was in here earlier. One person, I'm not sure if has a Twitter account or not. So if he's not in the chat room, we'll give him till Saturday. If he's not there as well, then I will pick a new winner. All right, everybody? Fair enough?
My rating for Raw. I thought SmackDown was a tad better. The main event I thought was better. Obviously, anything's better than Corbin. I'll give Raw a 4, and I gave SmackDown a 4.5. Because I'm not going to judge Raw that harshly because it's holidays, but I'll give it a 4. I'm being generous. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Merry Christmas. There you go. I give it a 3.5. It was a pretty solid Raw for the most part. What I saw, I didn't see everything on Raw. Saw probably about the last 2.5 hours of Raw, and it was pretty solid for the most part. Again, I want to thank everybody for joining us tonight. We had a good showing tonight. We had almost 2,000 viewers tonight, especially since last week we didn't even barely hit 300. This really makes me feel good that we had so many people come in on a Christmas Day edition of the show.
Man, you know what that really? Yeah, I agree. We appreciate it. I was just saying, you know what this shows me? People really do not like their family.
Or it's the end of the night.
They're sick of their family.
They're tired of the Christmas stuff. All right, so let's do this giveaway. The winner of the $50 gift card, and he's in the chat room. He is a moderator. I don't believe he's ever won. He's never won a giveaway on the show. And the man is, everybody,
me.
Jeffrey Cross. Jeffrey Cross is the winner of the Visa gift card. And the reason why is because he had that extra name in the docket for giving the Super Hearts. I think that's probably definitely increased his chances. So we do appreciate everything that Jeffrey Cross does to the show. And Jeffrey Cross was the first winner that I picked for the gift card. Number 2 winner, and I'm not sure if he's still in here, but he does have Twitter, and I will message him. was Truth and Loyalty. Anthony, I know
All
you're in
right.
the chat room. He was in here earlier. The other one who rigged says Red Sox fan. It's another one of the giveaway winners, so we do appreciate that. So hopefully he's in here. If you are, say hello. If not, I will hit you up on Twitter right after the show. So there
Hey,
you go.
if it was rigged, I'd be winning all three of these.
Right, right. And the last but not least, this one right here, it's kind of a little bit of a gag gift. There's truth and loyalty right there, my friends. So everybody who's won, I need y'all to hit me up in the direct message box and send me your guys' address so I can send you guys.
Slide in those DMs.
Yeah, there you go. This is the gag gift. So if you do win this and you do not want it, I completely will not be upset or be butthurt about it. I'm not sure if he's in the show, but Peckinrod. Peckinrod was the other winner of the giveaway. We want to thank Peckinrod. So if he's not in here, he'll have till Saturday because I don't think Peckinrod has a Twitter account that I know of. So if he's in here, say hello. If not, we will give you guys till Saturday. If you're not have claimed your giveaway by Saturday, I'm gonna pull another name out of the hat. So we've had a lot of winners so far on the show. Bobarewski, Jody's won, Brennan Catino. A lot of you guys have won these giveaways, and it's finally nice to see some other guys who have been longtime listeners of the show finally win some giveaways. So thank you again to Jeffrey Cross, Truth and Loyalty, and Peckinrod for your unbelievable support this past 2018. Rigged as fuck, says Red Sox fan. Yeah.
Just like the World Series.
Yeah, that's just like the World Series, absolutely. But we do thank you guys so very much. There will be more giveaways to come in 2019. Probably more, fan shop to the WWE and stuff like that. So we do appreciate everybody. I thought everyone has a Twitter account when you are on Periscope. For the most part, you do, but I think
No, you don't have to.
Yeah. Oh, you don't have to?
You can put a phone number in, I think, too, if you want to do it like that. So yeah, you don't have to have a Twitter to create a Periscope.
Oh, isn't it true also your Periscope Twitter name could be different than your Twitter handle? Or am I wrong?
Yeah, you can edit your name. It doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'll go on Twitter and try to add him. If it doesn't pop up, like I said, he has till Saturday, and then more of you guys will have an opportunity to win. Everybody who was in the drawing had over 1,000 hearts. I'm having right here. Truth and Loyalty dropped 8,000 hearts. Peckinrod 6,000, and Jeffrey from both shows had over 5,000 plus the super hearts. So everybody dropped those regular hearts. Appreciate you guys so goddamn much. Like I said, for two guys at the bunch below 500 teams, all right, Red Sox fan, calm down now. Calm down.
Chill out. It was a joke.
Yeah, we don't need this type of hatred. They must have updated it because when I first registered, I needed a Twitter account on here. Yeah, they must have changed something around on here on Periscope because they get a bunch of fucking weirdos on Periscope now. It's definitely not the same Periscope it once was when I first jumped on here in 2017. Merry Christmas to you, Sock Monkey Mike. Thank you again, always from here, coming in here and throwing your support, and on Twitter as well. Always retweeting and liking our tweets. Appreciate that. Everybody who have came in here and talked to us, thank you so much on a weekly basis. Coming in here on a Christmas night when y'all could be doing anything else, sleeping, watching the basketball games or whatever have you. You come in here and you talk with us on every night. We do appreciate that. I didn't think we were going to get over 2,000 viewers tonight. Nowhere near 1,000, but somehow, some way, you guys come in here and show us support always. And again, thank you. A special thanks to all the moderators in the chat room who come in here and take care of all the douchebags and the porn bots on a weekly basis. Bobarewski, Jeffrey Cross, Red Sox fan, Brandon After, just the list goes on and on. We'll be adding more moderators into the chat room as long as you don't abuse the power. You're more than welcome to be a moderator in the chat room. Usually it's the ones that have been here for a long time. And Bobarewski, Red Sox fan, Jeffrey Cross, all those guys have been here for quite some time. So I have a lot of trust in them. They know who needs to be here and needs to go. So Again, moderators do a lot of work on here, so we do appreciate them as well. Even though sometimes Red Sox fan can be a huge asshole, we all know that. But thank you again, everybody, for the awesome support you guys give us on YouTube, on Twitter, on Periscope. It's been an unbelievable 2018. Don't forget, we will be live this Saturday night with our end of the year awards. There you go. I said it finally. Most disappointing wrestler of 2018, best match, tag team. The list goes on and on that. That's going to be the whole basis of this weekend's show. We'll touch a little bit on the dirt sheets, but more than it's going to be more of a thank you show to all of you guys, and the reward show, and maybe possibly another giveaway. That's just another tease there. Let's do a quick little shout out to everybody who's still in here. We've been live for an hour and a half, so we do thank everybody for joining us for the whole show. Dave from New Jersey, John Burton, Scott Burnworth, Bill, Bob Aruski, Adam Awesome, Red Sox fan, Jeffrey Cross, Alice, Kevin, Jody Mania, everybody who came in here, Brandon Catino coming in here near the end of the show. Thank you again, everybody, for the awesome support you gave us in 2018. Hopefully 2019 will be even better. Podcasts, all that stuff's going to be happening in 2019. It's going to be a good year. Hope everybody loves my shirt, Faces of Jericho. Love it. And it's not a tease if you're telling us. I said maybe a giveaway, Red Sox fan. Maybe was the key word out of that. Dave, any last minute thoughts before we end tonight's show?
Yeah, sure. I mean, hope everyone, thanks for joining us, and hope everyone had a good Christmas, and we'll see you Saturday. Enjoy some, I don't know, rest of your week, I guess, or whatever tomorrow. I'm not sure how that works out, but yeah, I mean, enjoy it. And thanks for joining us. We appreciate all the support from everybody, even Red Sox fan and Texas Kid. Gotta give credit. I mean, Texas Kid has been. We'll talk about this next week too, but because it's been another year gone by. But Texas Kid is one of those guys who's been here before we even started this. We were talking to Texas Kid on Twitter, but we'll get to that next week too.
Buying a Jay White T-shirt. I did buy a Jay White T-shirt. I did. I like Jay White a lot. I did make the mistake of comparing him
to Baron Corbin.
Baron Corbin. That was probably one of the baddest decisions I've ever said on the show, of comments I've said on the show. Other than the Finn Balor jinx, that's probably what else I'm known as, for calling Jay White Baron Corbin. I quickly apologize. I've apologized many times. If I could, if y'all want me to, I will tweet at Jay White and apologize for comparing him to Baron Corbin. But he's had an unbelievable 2018. He's one of my favorites, and I plan on watching Wrestle Kingdom. Is he on the card, everybody? I'm not sure. I haven't looked.
Yes, he's facing Okada.
Oh, that's right. What am I remember that. Wow, sorry about that. And I hope he defeats him, and I hope he starts taking control of New Japan, because he has all the talent in the world. I know a Red Sox fan would love to see Jay White in the WWE someday. Right?
Before he do, he already is.
That's true. You're also known as a guy with shitty sports teams. He'll surely block you. Wouldn't? Yeah. Probably being compared to Corbin, he wouldn't like that very much. But you guys rock. As much as you guys
should tweet him.
Y'all guys are awesome, man.
You should tweet him and say, "I'm sorry for comparing you to Baron Corbin."
He'd be like, "Fuck you," and then blocking me probably. But happy Rusev Day to all. Exactly. So we're gonna end tonight's show with some Rusev Day theme music. Again, we'll be live again with you guys on Saturday, the weekend before New Year's Eve. So we do hope everybody can join us if you can. If you can't, totally understand. We rocked it tonight with over 2,000 viewers. Unbelievable show. Again, thank you to all who came in here. Did you watch any Christmas movies? DX asks in the chat room.
Suggests I watched a lot. What about you, Tony?
I watched only a few this year. I watched The Christmas Story because it was on 24 hours on TNT. I watched The Christmas Vacation because it was on earlier today. And like the near end of Wonderful Life because we put it on when we were opening gifts last night. That's about it.
Yeah, I watched a bunch too. Like last night, we watched "It's a Wonderful Life" on DVD because we're not gonna watch it on NBC because of the whole And today we watched Rudolph and Frosty.
I hope you broke up there, Dave.
Oh, I said today we watched Rudolph and Frosty.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's been on throughout the December month. And I also surprisingly didn't watch like Home Alone or anything. Usually I watch Home Alone during the Christmas time. I just didn't check it out this year, which is weird. But thank you again, everybody, for joining us tonight. We're gonna wrap up the show. Much thanks to you guys. I don't know how much more I can thank you. We'll be live again on Saturday. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Tomorrow's hump day. I know a lot of people go back to work like myself. So hopefully you have a short, great week of work and then join us again on Saturdays because we love all of you guys. You all mean a lot to us. And we hope you guys have a great week.
Yeah, we really quick. We should also have an update on Saturday of some of this Impact stuff going on too.
Yes.
Because Adam Awesome was telling me that they're supposed to update their website. So
yeah, Adam Downs has been Adam Baum has been really on it.
Oh, sorry, wrong one.
With us, so we do appreciate that. Hope you avoided the Tim Allen Christmas movies. Actually, they weren't on TV that much.
Yeah, I like those movies. Those are good movies. I like those.
I like the Santa Claus. The first one was good. After that,
I like the third one too. I like that one with Martin Short. So yeah.
Yeah, my son likes that one too. But I was more of the original one. I like that one.
That was a good one.
So yes, everybody enjoy your week. One more quick shout out to everybody: Kevin, Alice, Jeffrey Cross, Red Sox fan, Adam Awesome, Bill, John Burton, Albert. 2 more viewers I cannot see. Remember, if you won the giveaway tonight, please send me your info in the direct message. I will most likely tweet at you guys again. Thank you guys so very much. We will see you guys on Saturday. Have a great rest of your week, and we will see you again this weekend. Thanks, everybody.